Nowadays it's getting harder to separate truth from fiction in the age of fake news. But conspiracy theories and propaganda are as old as society itself. Perhaps most disturbing of all is the growing wealth of scientific evidence suggesting that we're influenced even by news we know to be fake. How many disproven JFK assassination theories are floating around in your brain thanks to Oliver Stone? Do you sometimes wonder if anyone has ever really landed on the moon? And do you think just maybe it's possible that Adolf Hitler actually survived World War II and lived out his days in Brazil? If so, you're not alone. Welcome to Golden List, where we will be talking about the top conspiracy theories that actually turned out to be true. Number 1, Gaydar. Who doesn't love Canada? Well, 1960s Canada wasn't quite the squishy utopia it seems to be today. The Canadian government hired Carleton University professor Frank Robert Wake to create something it maliciously called the Fruit Machine, which they believed could detect and identify gay men. It wasn't part of some benign effort to understand human sexuality. It was part of a sick bit of McCarthyism with the stated goal of getting all gay men out of the country's government. More than 400 people lost their jobs, and 9,000 more were kept on a file of suspects. The device claimed to work by measuring how much a subject's pupils dilated after being forced to look at same-sex erotic imagery. Number 2, MKUltra. Back in the 1950s, the CIA secretly dosed individuals with LSD in order to test the potential effects of mind control. Although the practice reportedly continued for 2 decades, it was launched before the drug movement of the 1960s made LSD into a popular counterculture symbol. And while being given some free acid might sound like a great time to some, or at least the plot to a bad hipster action movie, dozens of people were reportedly left with permanent disabilities after secretly being subjected to massive amounts of LSD and electroshock therapy after seeking treatment for minor psychiatric complaints. Number 3, the conspiracy to kill Lincoln. The most commonly held version of events is that actor John Wilkes Booth acted alone when he assassinated President Lincoln inside Ford's Theater. But it turns out Booth collaborated with no less than 9 other co-conspirators, including Mary Surratt, the first woman executed by the U.S. government. First, there was David Harold, who helped Booth escape after leaving Ford's Theater. Then, there was George Astaroth, who unsuccessfully attempted to assassinate Vice President Andrew Johnson. Even though Astaroth never actually attempted the act, he was nonetheless executed for plotting against the president. Meanwhile, co-conspirator Lewis Powell did attempt to assassinate Secretary of State William Seward, severely injuring him. That's all for today. An Xbox One X giveaway is happening in 13 days. To enter, like, subscribe and comment. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more in the future.